So I just took off all the row cover on these beds, and you can see how nice the lettuce has been growing under the frost blanket. One thing that I've noticed that I need to do is find a way to irrigate under these frost blankets, because I can't do it when they're covered with greenhouse plastic that's going to go on top of this stuff. The overhead irrigation isn't going to work. So I just bought a whole bunch of irrigation supplies for drip irrigation, which I've never installed before, but we're going to do that right now. And also I'm going to put a link down below to a blog post. I'm going to put all of the exact things and pieces that I ordered to put my drip tape together into a blog post, so that you could, if you want to make your own drip tape for your backyard garden or whatever, you can see everything that I did, because I had a really hard time finding all the pieces that I needed. I had to do all the research myself and didn't find many good tutorials online on how to do this. So you'll be able to click that link, look at my blog post, and see every single piece, and I'll put links to everything that I bought so you can check them out yourself. Okay, so I'm cutting drip tape for these rows that I just planted yesterday. I planted 4 rows of salad mix, and here's my drip tape roll here. And here's a little tip. When cutting these, I made the mistake the first time of cutting over these emitters here. You don't want to do that, because it's harder when you're installing them on the adapter to run the line. It makes it hard to put them on. So don't cut on this, cut either before or after to get a nice clean fitting when you're actually putting them on the line. So there you go. Easy way to cut that. I'm gonna do 3 rows of drip tape on this row, and that's what I've done for all of my rows, because I have 3 rows of lettuce in each of these rows. So 1 line for each row of lettuce. It's a really efficient way to water all of your plants, especially when they're on their tunnels like this. So I'm gonna get to cutting more lines here, and then I'll show you how we install them. By the way, this might look like a funny thing, but this is the best way that I found to unroll the drip tape, because it comes on this really heavy roll here. I think I got 3,600 feet of this drip tape, and it's pretty heavy. So all I did was use my wheelbarrow. I had to put some weight in the wheelbarrow so it didn't fall on the front here, and I just used this because it had a nice long metal rod pole on it, and put it through this little center hole through there, and it's a nice little reel here for me to pull all this stuff. So worked out well. All right, so I'm about to install the 3 lines of drip tape here, and what I'm going to use to do that is this line that is a 3/4 inch poly tubing. We're going to need this hole punch that's specifically designed, this hole punch size, to put these little adapters that will plug right into the hole in this line, and that will allow us to tighten the end of these drip lines. So then we could just lay the line down where we want it, right along where our crops are, and let it start dripping. All right, so you can see I popped a hole there, there, and there. And what I'm gonna do now is put this piece in, designed to fit right in this hole, and put the camera down so I could shove it in there. All right, I got these 3 pieces in there. You want to do your best to not put your hole on the top of here, because you don't want this spout pointing up. You want it pointing facing the row where the line's going to go, so you don't create any kinks. I actually could have done a better job here, some of these, but it is what it is. It'll work. We're going to take our tape here and open it up a little bit and push it in over that spout, push it as far as it can go, and then spin it to tighten it, and you're good. Another tip too is you'll see there's a line side here, and this line side has the emitters that will drip. So you can actually spin these around to face if it's facing the wrong way. I want it facing down, and I'm going to run it so you just see black on top right along the inside of this row here, all the way down, and I'm going to do that 3 times, and then we'll tie off the ends, and I'll show you how I do that. All right, see, I got them all spread out the length of the row along the crops where I want them. But we have these ends. These need to be tied off so the water just doesn't spout out here. Easiest way to do this, really good duct tape. This is Gorilla Glue duct tape. I'm just gonna pinch off the end, fold it, and tape it. You'll see. I didn't show that, but I just folded this twice over. Two folds, and then tape it shut, and this will not leak. I'll do the same thing. You just fold it like this, and tape that, and you're shut, and it'll start dripping just how you want. Just turned on the hose line timer, and there we go. See that slow drip coming out right at the roots of all of these plants. So this is working awesome. Very efficient use of water. I think that this might be, now these can be a little finicky to work with, the drip tape, the long lines, but if you're doing this on a smaller scale, this is for my market garden. You can see all these tunnels I have here. I've got a lot of crops, mostly lettuce inside. If you're doing this in a small raised bed, you would only need a few feet of these lines, a little bit of that poly, 3/4 inch poly that those adapters were connected to, and then you could drip in your little raised beds and grow lots of really good cucumbers and tomatoes and things like that.